Welcome to the first outlook of the year on this channel. The 2nd of February to the 6th of February. As you can see on my screen, we're doing an outlook of February. I didn't do one for January on the channel, but I did it myself. But this is the first proper outlook I will be doing on the channel. So let's get started. So as you can see, now in February, this is what I wrote down for my outlook. January swept the lows. I will show it in the market in a second. But January has swept a huge monthly low, and also swept the last year's low candle low, which means it has taken a lot of liquidity, and we can expect price to potentially push up and switch the order flow, which the order flow currently is bearish, but for now we're staying liquid and using the weekly and daily top. Okay, so if we go to DXY is the main pair or currency I use to do my analysis, and then I carry that over to EU and then GU. And EG, I use this to see what is stronger, the euro or the pound, and I use that to help me trade, to make a decision on what pair to trade, EU or GU, which is Euro USD or GBP USD. But with the DXY, if we go into the monthly, it has swept a low, as I said, a major low by the way. If we go to the 12th month, which is the year, it has swept the yearly low candle, meaning we took liquidity and we can push up from there, and potentially we could literally just keep pushing up and go to this if I can stop this monthly FEG. But the way we get there, it could be very complex and complicated, just like how it was very complex here. It could be, for example, if I can quickly draw this out, it could be something like that. Honestly, it's not going to be a straight line, because the markets aren't straightforward and easy. They don't move straight. Some of the time it doesn't move straight, some of the time it does move straight. Alright, that's my point. But for now, we swept the lows, or price could literally, on the monthly perspective, it could go here, play around here, and then drop down here and carry on the overall order flow. The overall order flow is bearish. As you can see, price has been bearish from here. Like, if you look at the bigger picture, it's been bearish over here. Over here, the bigger picture is bullish, the order flow. But as soon as we broke these lows here, it became bearish, right? So it's bearish. Alright, it's cool. So what did I write for my weekly? So weekly, the drawing's right here, I'll show in a second. But the weekly, right now, the 2nd of February to the 6th of February, it swept the major lows. It's just like the monthly, it swept major lows, and I'm expecting price bullish until the weekly FEG, which is also the daily FEG, which I'll get into. And now it has actually hit the FEG on Monday, which is today, and I'm staying liquid, meaning I am waiting still for my buys to form. I'm not acting right now because I'm just waiting for a reaction from the FEG. You don't trade every day. You have to sometimes wait to see which way the market wants to go, and you have to anticipate rather than react out of nowhere. So staying liquid, that's what that means. So we respected the lows. No, we have to wait if we will respect the low and flip the order flow, or respect the FEG and become bearish. I'm going to show that in a chart right here actually. So the weekly FEG I was talking about, which is fair value gap, if you don't know what that means. This FEG here, we tapped it, as you can see, on Monday, which is today. We tapped it, and it's also the daily FEG, which is the same, which is this right here. weekly. So I'm waiting for a reaction. We could do something like this and drop down and carry on the overall order flow, or we could disrespect this, meaning just push through it and then carry on higher, basically. So I'm literally just waiting to see which way it goes, but I will not be waiting too long. I'm going to be just waiting for it to give me some signs of which way it's going to go, so I don't miss the move. Do you understand? So yes, that is the weekly. It swept the lows, just like the monthly. Weekly and monthly is very similar in terms of the sweeps. If we go on to the daily, you can see it gets more clearer. There's a daily FEG here, like the weekly as well. Like I said, we can react bearish from here, or we can, you know, carry on up. I'm just waiting for a reaction from here, essentially. And on the daily, what did I say? Waiting for Monday to hit the daily FEG, which it did, and it's the same as the weekly FEG and monthly low sweep, etc, etc. The daily push from Friday as well, right here, made us know that we are bullish until here, which actually happened. And from there on, we'll see where price will want to go. News as well this week. If I just type up real quick, this is the news, right? So PMI already happened. So then we have this jobs opening, which isn't the biggest news. Actually, it's tentative, which means I think there's a US partial government shutdown, which is why it's tentative. So it might not even happen. But this is scheduled right now. ADP, NFP, which is decent news, not huge news. This is not major. PMI, decent news, pretty big, not too major as well. All of this news as well. The biggest news out here is NFP, but I don't. Where is NFP? I don't see NFP anymore. But that's besides the point. We have a lot of news, right? You have a lot of news here, which can dictate where the markets can go, right? So where was I? The daily. I'm waiting to see if it respects the daily FEG. Okay, so you get the point. You get the gist. If we go to the 4 hour, there's a 4 hour FEG right here. I want to see how it reacts off here. This is gonna tell me a lot. If it reacts bearish from here or bullish, like same as daily, same as weekly, I want to see how it reacts off this 4 hour. If it basically respects it and becomes bearish, and then disrespects this 4 hour demand FEG, if it disrespects it, it's showing me signs that it wants to sell. But if it does that, there's also a daily FEG which I'm wary about. This one right here, as you can see, this one here. So I want to see how price also moves in there, that zone as well. So I'm just going to be waiting around, you know, might pull the trigger after this 4 hour disrespects, and it shows me further confirmation after that on the 4 hour and the daily. And same thing, if it disrespects this 4 hour and daily, we can look for buys basically. So as I said right here, we'll be waiting for H4 reaction. You guys can read it here. We'll be waiting for H4 reaction of the supply FEG, if it respects or not, and if it respects, we'll be waiting for H4 FEG reverse of the demand FEG, which is what I just talked about. However, I'll be wary of the daily demand FEG. Okay, so essentially it's just a waiting game because we have 2 biases. We need to be liquid, like I said in the beginning of this outlook. Being liquid is extremely important, like in weeks like this, because we don't have a clearest draw yet as of now, but we could maybe we could do maybe tomorrow or Wednesday or even Thursday, we can have a very clear week and direction or price. But as of now, in a nutshell, you know, price can break through this, go higher, or respect it, go lower, and you have to wait on the 4 hour to give us signs of that. And yeah, in all honesty, it's looking like a really good week, and hope you guys do well this week, and I'll see you guys in the next outlook next week.